On this very day, 70 years ago, in Liverpool, England, Julia Lennon gave birth to John Lennon, the man that would become legend, and would conquer the world with his music and his beliefs. He is the man that inspires me to do what I want to do in my life. He gives me hope and love that I want to share with everybody on this planet. Ever since his death 30 years ago, even though I wasn't born, hardly even close to that time, even if I was born 13 years later, the shock of losing him still affects me after 30 years, even if I wasn't even born then. I share the pain that his fans did when they were alive when John got assassinated, whether they were fans since the early 70s or were teenagers during the Beatle days or just little kids. Anybody who knows John Lennon has to appreciate him for what he has done for the world, and it's all for the good. There's nothing I could really say that can describe the man that he was. He's the man that got it. There's a lot of people with talent. He was the one, the original one. He created the Beatles, a band that nobody in this planet can deny. But unfortunately, in modern times, that is not looked as. Now music, in my opinion, went down the drain big time. Ever since Michael Jackson's death over a year ago, for me music has just sunk lower. And when John Lennon died, that's the day, December 8th, 1980, was the day that music died and the dream was over. But his spirit still lives on in all of our hearts, whether we were fans back then or fans just now. His effect affects us all. His wife Yoko loved him very much, as you all know. And whether she was really hated by a lot of people, John loved her. John really loved her. And that is what you have to accept. His son, Sean, turns 35 today. He's also the musician, and I send him all my best. But I have a special bond with all the fans of John Lennon that I know. Whether they're mean to me, are good people, or old or young, the people that enjoy his music are automatically the person I love. I want to make music because of him. I wanted to do music before, but ever since I found out about the Beatles 2 years ago, back in like December 2008, when I was sitting alone at home and I didn't know what to do, so the Beatles idea just popped into my mind. So I went in the computer, I typed in the Beatles on YouTube, pressed enter. Then as soon as I got to their page, I pressed the video clip, The Beatles Help. And as I saw that video, I knew that the Beatles were my band. Never have the Beatles released something I did not like. Every single release that they had I loved immensely. Yellow Submarine. People say like, wow, that album sucked. Hey Bulldog was a great song, and it still is. All the orchestra that they did was good. I enjoy both of them, from Please Please Me all the way to Let It Be. Never has the Beatles ever disappointed me. I enjoy the Beatles immensely. And I enjoy John. Sometimes I was lying in bed the other night. Not the other night, about over months ago. And I was just laying there and all alone in the dark, and then there was a huge lightning storm outside. Huge. It was like in June 4th. I went to my prom with my girlfriend and I had to sleep over their house. I was nervous, and there was a huge storm. I'm not scared of storms. And all I did was listen to the John Lennon. Just John Lennon. That helped me out. So, I would like to say peace. I love you, man, wherever you are. Whether you're in heaven or still in spirit among us, which you are. Let nobody ever forget about you. You're the inspiration, not of a generation, but in history, present and future. That's all.